Hi, thanks for tuning to my YouTube channel. What's that girl doing now? So today, I'm here at my oldest daughter's house. Her name is Katrina, and she has agreed to help me with this task today. Her career is in mortgages and lending, so if you're looking to refinance your home or if you are buying a brand new home, way to go, good for you. Reach out to Katrina, she'll be able to answer any questions that you may have. So I'll put a link to her in my description below. Hi Katrina, what are we gonna do today?
Today, we're gonna use a chainsaw to trim back my giant overgrown burning bush.
Awesome!
So, everything that we're talking about today is absolutely specific to my chainsaw. This is a Poulan, it's a 16-inch blade. I got it from Menards for like $140, so not an expensive chainsaw. Make sure to go over the instruction booklet before you really dig into a project with a chainsaw, because this is a very dangerous tool and you can lose a limb, and I've even heard of people dying. So I did lots of research, I asked lots of people, I watched all the YouTube videos that were out there, and that's where I got my knowledge about how to use this bad boy. So I learned that you have to mix your gas with oil, and again, it was all based on the book. And I thought it was just easier to dedicate a small 1-gallon canister to my chainsaw, because I use this enough that this is perfect for this project. So this is a 1 gallon and it wanted 40 to 1, so it wanted me to use 3.2 ounces per gallon. So I just put 3.2 ounces of liquid in the top and added it straight to my gas. And that's what I did. Okay, so now that we've got our gas combined, you just roll this one over on its side and the gas goes in here. Just unscrew it, dump it in, good to go. The next thing you need with the chainsaw is bar and chain oil.
Oh, okay.
I know this because of Sean, my brother-in-law, who helps me with all kinds of crazy stuff all the time.
Thank you, Sean.
Awesome. And this doesn't need mixed with anything. You literally just pour it in the little bar and oil, wherever that is on your chainsaw. Mine is right here in the front, up by the blade. So
you should check that every time before you...
Check it every time, because it can dry up and then it'll break.
So just every time you add gas, just check your bar oil.
Just check the bar oil. Just
awesome.
a good...
What else do we need? I see I have these glasses.
Again, this is very dangerous using a chainsaw, so I always wear jeans. I try to wear a long sleeve shirt, always wear safety goggles. Some people suggest wearing ear protection and a hard hat. No loose fitting clothes. I'm gonna button this up so it's not flopping around everywhere and getting twisted up. Yeah, you're not messing with the chainsaw in your shorts or anything. I'm gonna put my hair up in a hat, so just to keep my hair out of it, and that's about it. Closed-toed shoes, no flip-flops or anything. All right.
Are we ready?
We're ready to chainsaw.
Awesome. Let's go cut something down.
Let's cut it down.
What are you doing now, Katrina?
I'm assessing the situation right now.
We actually have two.
I'm 5'9", and that's how tall this burning bush is.
Oh my gosh, that is way out of control. And it looks like we have another tree growing out of that too.
We do. If you look in here, you can see that she's got...
The previous owner.
Yeah, the previous owner had 2 bushes, and she obviously didn't like this one because she cut it way back and let the burning bush grow.
Yep.
See it in there?
Yep.
So we're gonna cut this out completely, and I'm gonna have somebody come out with a stump grinder and just get rid of that so I can re-garden all of this.
That's gonna look nice.
Yeah.
And then are we just gonna trim this bush down, the burning bush?
Yeah, we're gonna trim this back. And again, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on burning bushes, and everybody said it was fine to cut it back. Really at any time, they're pretty hardy plants and they'll grow back. So I think I'm gonna start by cutting out the one that I don't want so that we can see the one that we do want and we can access it a little easier. It won't be so dangerous with all these sticks in here.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, one thing about cutting with a chainsaw is you wanna do one thing at a time. You don't want to cut through 3 or 4 limbs at once, because it'll get dangerous. Your blade can get stuck or snagged, and that's when the recoil happens, and that's when you could lose an arm or a leg. So we're keeping everything today. So that's the goal.
Alrighty, what's next?
We're gonna prep the chainsaw. So I put my safety glasses on first, so once I have the chainsaw on, I'm totally focused on the chainsaw and I'm no longer worried about safety. Safety's covered, we're good. So, with this specific chainsaw, we start by priming the motor. You push this little button, it's like on some of your push mowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Easier.
So now what that does is, just so you guys that don't know, their gasoline goes in this little bulb. Okay, can you see there? That's gasoline.
Yeah, you see a little bubble.
And when you push it, you're pushing it into the carburetor and you're getting that gas in there so that when you pull it, it will start easier.
Great explanation, Mama. So this one luckily has starting instructions right here on it. If you have an older one, these might have peeled off or whatever, but you can always get online and Google instructions if you do buy an older one. Not a big deal. So we've primed it already. We're gonna pull this throttle out. It's got 2 clicks. So it says pull it out and pull this 5 times. So this one is made so you can put your foot right here and you can pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It didn't start. It's not supposed to start. Don't worry. We're still doing everything right. You push it in halfway and you pull another 5 times. 1. Didn't even need 5 times. You let it run for a minute.
The chain is spinning on the bar.
It is spinning on the bar, so just be really careful about what you do now.
Okay, so I saw that you cut that branch down. How did you know what angle to go at, where to cut the limb? How did you know all that?
So this branch is leaning this way. So the easiest way to get it to fall is the direction it's already going. So we just came in from this side. So when we cut, as the cut went, it would open up and just fall to the ground easily, and it wouldn't squish our chain.
Because if we had come in from the other side, it would have put the blade in a bind,
it
right?
would put the blade in the bind, it would put pressure on it, and that's what will cause your blade to stop and snag, and it can get dangerous at that point.
Okay, next question is, why did you decide to cut that particular limb first?
So I cut that one first because it was the path of least resistance. There was nothing obstructing it from falling to the ground. There was no other branch that I needed to cut that it could get tangled up in or anything. Once it cut, it fell right to the ground. I could move it, and we have a clear path for our next branch that we're gonna cut.
Okay, I see you have another piece of equipment there. What is that?
These are giant pruning shears. These are gonna help us cut some of these little branches out so we don't have to chainsaw them.
A little safer.
Yeah, sometimes with these little sticks, you get like a saw or something in there and it starts vibrating like crazy, and it may, I know from experience now, may whip back and smack you in the face or something ridiculous, and you don't want that. If you can avoid getting smacked in the face with a limb, let's avoid that. So I'm just gonna get low and just snap. It'll be much easier to come with the chainsaw from here now and cut it about right there.
Okay, and it's already leaning that way, so that's why you go from the back side.
Exactly. So one thing we didn't go over is this blade stop. You probably saw me start it earlier, and when I pulled this back, the blade started going. So when this is pushed forward, this blade is not going to move, even if you have the chainsaw running. Once you pull it back, the blades are going to start going. And another thing with this, and all chainsaws have this, is a stop button somewhere, an emergency stop button. This will kill the machine, kill it entirely. No matter what else is going on, push this down.
And it looks like a stop sign, and it says stop on it, so easy to remember.
Super easy. So now when we start it, we just have to remember to push this up so it's not in the stop position, and make sure our blade stop is pushed all the way back so our blade isn't running when we start the machine. We've already ran this, so it shouldn't need reprimed or anything, but I am going to go ahead and pull it out to the first notch just because it's not super warm. It makes it a little easier if you pull it out to the first one. So hopefully we won't need 5 pulls. Yep. Push this in. Pull my blade stop. Take her around.
Hey, that looks better already. Look at that. Woo!
Now we can see our burning bush.
Yeah.
Here to put it down. We cleared out some smaller branches, and now I can get in here to the spot of branches. So when they fall, again, nothing obstructs. We just let it fall. The limb, I like to go in as perpendicular to the limb as possible rather than just go straight up and down. I try to go in on it like this. Then when I cut it, it's going to fall down that way. It'll create its own space so the blade doesn't get snagged up in there. Another thing is, you really don't want to use the tip of the blade to do your cutting. You really want to stay from about here back. But you never want to force your chainsaw to cut. You never want to like be pushing on it to cut. Let the chainsaw do the work. That's what it's made to do. So just let the chainsaw do its job and just kind of follow the chainsaw into the cut, basically.
And don't forget to click on Katrina's link in the description below. She can answer any mortgage-related questions you may have. Alrighty, we're all done. What do you think? Next couple years, it's gonna fill in. It's gonna be really nice. Now they'll be able to see their house as they're coming down the driveway, their new house. It's gonna be beautiful. I hope you learned something today. Thanks for tuning in. If this video has encouraged you to take on your chainsaw challenge, awesome. I would love for you to share your video with us, or any comments or tips or tricks that you might have on your own. We would love to hear from you. Post them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click the like button. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video. See you next time.